Great! You are now confirmed and will receive access to the video course for free. Now is the best time to high-five yourself because you just saved $399. Yes, that's the price tag of the video course when it goes for sale in a couple or 3 weeks from now. Plus, potentially, you might have gained a lot more and maybe change your life from the information that you're going to learn by watching these videos. I'm Vasilis, and with my partner, we are going to teach entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs how to build their dream businesses and profit by starting up in Southeast Asia. But first, allow me to give you some information that you are probably not aware of, and that puts you in risk of losing out big time. Are you trying to get out of the rat race and start up your own business to become financially independent, only to find out that the competition you're facing is overwhelming? Do you start fresh every Monday only to reach again on the same roadblock of huge capital requirements or not having the hours and energy required to put on your project while working in a 9-to-5 job? You need to learn about a new type of entrepreneurs who started up their dream business, became financially free, profited, and having a better and more relaxed lifestyle in Southeast Asia. This changes everything. Knowing and having access to this information can make a dramatic difference between success and failure in your life. There is this little known thing about a huge trend of entrepreneurs who are starting up in Southeast Asia. Hardly anybody is talking about this trend in the Western world. But when you learn the details and even take the next step and become one of us, an entrepreneur in Southeast Asia, you will experience huge differences in competition, consumer audience, speed of scaling up, and quality of life. And if you think that sounds very interesting, wait a little bit more to listen what my partner Wolfgang will reveal to you. He has more than 10 years of combined experience doing business in different countries in Southeast Asia, where he still spends most of his time each year while running his businesses and joining board meetings in the US and Europe. Here is Wolfgang.
Hi, great seeing you again. Last time you saw me on my farm. Today you see me in Europe overlooking the skyline of one of these historical cities. That is another place where I spend some wonderful time 2 or 3 times a year. It brings me to the heart of continental Europe. This is the life I always wanted to create. I always wanted to be a businessman and an entrepreneur living in Southeast Asia, but still spending some wonderful time in Europe and in the USA. And I don't say this to impress you. I share it to leave an impression of what is possible, of what can be done, and what you can do if you truly want it. Now, there's a big benefit in that for you. All it means is that I know the 3 worlds. I understand how Southeast Asia works, and on top of this, whether you come from the USA or from Europe, I know your world too. That is just how I wanted it, enjoying the history and culture of Europe, the dynamics, and the wonderful nature of California, Colorado, and its other great states. But having my home in Southeast Asia, eating spicy dishes, being together with wonderful people, living in harmony and in happiness. That doesn't need to be your dream. You may have a different, wonderful dream. Someone may just want to stay in Southeast Asia permanently, having a great place on the beach, or a city home in Bangkok, Hanoi, or Ho Chi Minh City. Or a business in the mountains, in Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, or an office, a shop, a restaurant, an outlet in a coastal town. To me, life was good. It gave me opportunity to enjoy several places at the same time. I got to come to Southeast Asia, where I have been the last 10 years to learn the ins and outs of Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. And I had plenty of business stints in Malaysia, Philippines, Myanmar, and Laos. So life was good, and it let me realize my dream to move to Southeast Asia and still enjoying the connectivity with the Western world. And we want to share that thing. Let me call it the goodness of the universe. I got to live my dream as I envisioned it 20 years ago. What is amazing is that I still have a piece of paper where I wrote it down. At that time, I was employed at a large international corporation. I wrote my desire on a piece of paper and submitted it to my employer. to let HR know where I plan to be in 10 years. So it happened through my own initiative. Life has been so good to me and my fellow entrepreneurs, and we want to share that. Whatever we do, whatever we will share with you, I promise we will do it from our heart. Our group want to give everything, all that we know, all that can be helpful and useful. We want to give it away to those who need it, to those who have a honest desire and a dream for a better life. That is our passion, to help others to escape to the southeast of Asia. How can you launch a business in a new country without losing your investment, without being cheated, and also without losing your face? You don't want to return back home 3 years later as a broke man or broke lady, having lost it all. You can create your dream business and your dream life in Asia. That can be done, and we want you to succeed. We will be very supportive and helpful, but also very frank and straightforward. We will call it out where it can go wrong, because we have seen others fail. And I had my personal failures too. We learn from it. We will name the risks and possible obstacles. There are some pitfalls in launching a business in Asia, and there are those who lost their money or even existence. Some think it is easy to start a business in Thailand, Cambodia, or Vietnam, and some failed, lost everything, underestimated the non-visible laws and rules. It may also become a challenge to understand the non-verbal cultural signs, habits, and thought patterns. You don't want just to survive and get by on a basic subsistence. You want to thrive and to enjoy the true happiness. That is what we want for you too. And we know how to do it without losing it all, without you losing your happiness. You ought to be able to live your dream, having a thriving business that gives you freedom and independence. It can be done with the right guide and the right roadmap. That is why we are here. We want you to do it right from the beginning, to find happiness and joy when shifting your life abroad and enjoying the lifestyle, the tastes and sounds of Southeast Asia. So let me share with you a small personal story. When I ventured out to Cambodia to launch, to incorporate my company for the first time in that country, I got stuck with a little tiny problem, which was contradictory, and it made it cumbersome, and it held me back for 3 months. I lost 3 months of my time schedule. For incorporating a company below, the regulation requires you to have a residence card and a rental contract. Not only the rental contract for the office, but also for your private residence. On the other side, to get a rental contract and to apply for the residence card, you need either a labor contract as an employee or a business visa and your incorporation documents. So these two things are contradictory. You need that one to get this one, but you need this one to get that one. That's very smart, but very cumbersome, very disturbing, and there's a way to make it around that. I found it out, I did it. But it held me back 3 months. I lost 3 months on my time schedule. And that's now the case when you go in with $3,000, $5,000 and you want to open a company. Of course, if you go in with $20 million, $120 million, that may be a different story. And a similar case I encountered in Vietnam when registering my company there. And then in Thailand, incorporating a company, you need a local partner who should hold 51% of the company. And it really depends what size you go in, how big you are. Look at Vasilis. He went in just with a few $100s in the beginning that gave him the basic subsistence to pay for his sleeping place and for his street food. So we are extremely happy that you registered for this course. The course will be on the market for $399, but you get it for free in exchange for the question that you submitted. This helps us to understand better what other burning questions you may have. So be ready to receive the email with the link to your free course in the coming days. Thanks again, and happy to see you soon again.